Welcome back inside the Chamber of Truth with your co-host Leak and Josh. We back with some special guests in the house today. We got Kane with us. We got the homie Will with us for the first time. And you know we had to bring in the full panel to talk about what the fuck happened yesterday.
We got some shit to talk about.
It's a big day, man. We just had the Tank versus Lamont Roach fight, and boy, did that not go how y'all thought it was gonna go. Specifically talking to you Tank fans. But we gonna get to it. First, we're gonna start with the bottom of the card. We're actually going to skip the first fight that happened, which was Tellez versus J-Rock. Tellez was the favorite in there. He got that win over J-Rock, so good for him moving forward. He's probably got some more shit coming down the pipeline. But we're gonna skip over that and start with Alberto Puello versus Sandor Martin. The first of 3 title fights on this card. So shout out to PBC for giving niggas 3 title matchups. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to start with it. You know, we was at a fight party. We did watch the fight, but a little bit of in and out during the Alberto Puello Sandor Martin. Will, did you get to watch the whole thing? Because I know you said
bit, back and forth.
Back and forth. So
I was basically getting something to eat type shit.
Yeah, type shit, same as well. So I did seen some highlights and seen like about half the rounds through. Alberto Puello pulled out the decision, but it didn't look like it was really a clear win. It was a split decision in 12. A lot of people, specifically in social media, had Sandor Martin winning. Mm-hmm. What do you think is the reason that the judges swayed this towards Alberto Puello when a lot of the consensus is that he didn't really outbox, bro? How y'all feel about this?
Now, respectfully, I'm not going to cap. When I saw first of all, Alberto Puello is a very good champion. He's very long, has used his distance management, has a very good jab, has a very good right hook off that jab, and has a very good left hand. But respectfully, I did not expect Sandor. The times I was watching the fight, clearly, Sandor Martin was fighting on the inside, smothering Alberto Puello's punches and throwing short, crisp shots. And to me, when I saw, now the unofficial isn't, the be-all, end-all. You know what I mean? Sometimes they be having things wrong. But the unofficial at the time had Sandor Martin damn near clearly up ahead.
Yeah.
And just the body language that Alberto Puello was showing, it seemed like Sandor Martin damn near, pulled it out, to be honest with you. But at the same time, y'all have to realize Alberto Puello has been a 2-time world champion. He's been a champion before. He just got the belt taken away with him when he got tested for PEDs and he got caught, basically. So,
now you feel about PEDs?
No. He beat some very good fighters like Bakhram Akhmadaliev, who's a very good fighter himself.
Thanks.
But with that being said, I really think they are setting this up to unify with Gary Antoine Russell, who just won the WBC 140-pound title from Rayo Valenzuela with an excellent performance himself.
So with that, because Puello on the last tanking Frank Martin card, where Benavidez also fought on there, Gary Antoine Russell lost to Alberto Puello on there for that was a title shot for the vacant, and that's where Alberto Puello got his belt. So now, with what happened in the Gary Antoine Russell and Rayo fight, it potentially sets up the rematch for unification.
That's a great point. That's a clean rematch. What y'all think, man?
I'm fucking with it.
Yeah, I mean, to go with what you said, we know why he got the fight, bro. They're setting up. We know how boxing goes. They set up the rematch. They set up the unification fight. And Martin fought a good fight. Just looking at the numbers, 162 out of 441 at 37% for total punches. 131 out of 321, 41% of his power punches. And Puello only was credited for 150 out of 526 at a 29% clip for total, and 83 of 247 at 34% for power shots. Damn. So Martin edged him out.
I do know Puello outlanded jabs on and me personally, being a boxing purist, jabs do make a difference.
They definitely do.
Absolutely.
I just feel like, bro, unfortunately for Sandor Martin, he kind of getting thrown into that second or third tier level of fighter where it's like, we're going to put you against top level competition, and if you don't dominate, you just not going to get the decision. Like, you're going against Puello, who's now already been a champion twice now, like, you know what I'm saying? That's a metaphor.
And to be honest with you, you have to feel for Sandor Martin, because if you think about it, Sandor put on a great performance against Teofimo Lopez. I don't know if y'all was watching that fight.
They didn't give him that.
A lot of people thought he won that fight, but he lost that by split decision.
He put on a good performance for sure.
Now this, and it's. I kind of feel bad for the guy, to be honest with you, because I kind of felt like he could have got this decision. It's just like, But at the same time, Sandor Martin. Here's the other thing about boxing that I do like. The promoters know it's like, all right, you put on a good performance. We're going to give you a result that may not be your result that you like, but we're going to give you a result to where we know you're going to get you another opportunity because you did so well. We're going to give you a split decision, so you almost won, nigga.
Well,
against two top tier niggas.
So more
Alberto
victories.
Puello, he get to keep his belt, so good for him because
But,
they could have took that shit from him.
and
For
that's
sure
what
could
PBC
have.
wants. But at the same time, Sandor Martin also gets another opportunity because
Bro, the nigga
he's
42
been
and
two
3.
split
Right.
decisions.
Right.
Think
Right.
about it. 2 split decisions against Teofimo Lopez and the
Alberto
champion himself, Alberto Puello.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're gonna take any kind of loss, those are the closest losses you could ever take at the highest level.
So let's combine that as a segue into the Gary Antoine Russell versus Raul
Yeah,
Valenzuela
yeah.
fight because Gary Antoine Russell bounced back off of that loss to Sandor
Absolutely.
Martin and came out and showed the fuck out. Will,
Absolutely.
We was just talking about this
Yep.
outside. How you felt about Gary's performance last night?
Bro, 17 knockouts, bro. He was looking for that knockout. He was head hunting.
Yeah.
But at the same time, his corner was perfect, bro. Everybody was in there, was actually like sitting there and just watching. But I feel like the whole time, Gary had the whole thing in the bag.
Yeah.
He had it in the bag.
Absolutely.
But I'm not gonna lie. I like Venezuela. He was dogging. I
Ryan
really
nice.
fuck with
Yeah,
him.
he is. He is.
Yeah.
He just didn't have enough power. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I felt like Gary low-key dominated the whole fight. Like, Ryo, he had his moments.
Absolutely.
Like, he was definitely touching Gary up still. But,
Definitely countering.
The one thing I like that Gary was doing a lot is just from a technical standpoint, because I love this shit. Gary was spamming the right hand.
He was.
And the thing that does as a southpaw fighter, spamming the right hand, that makes you keep your left cocked up because you scared to let it go. And that's Ryan Valenzuela was like literally his corner was Robert Garcia was good on him for not letting his hands go.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you have a fighter that's beating you to the punch, is quicker than you, and you like spamming punches to lock up certain punches and then throwing left straights. Man, it was just a beautiful. It was just a beautiful technical performance by Gary Antoine.
How many punches he threw? Like over 800, right?
Absolutely,
yeah,
great
his
point. Great
output
point.
was
He
fucking
doubled his
crazy.
outpoint. That's a great point by Will. He doubled his outpoint from the fight with Alberto Puello. So, and
That was
I
a good fight too. Though.
absolutely. I told Leak that he learned from the Alberto Puello fight and that loss that he
That's
took.
what I wanted to see. I was like, because I didn't know who to pick going in. I felt like it was 50-50. On my bet slip, I took both of them niggas. That's how I hedged it. But because I felt like if Gary was gonna take and make adjustments, then he would have the chance to do what he did. I just didn't know how he was gonna react coming off of his first loss. But he did bounce back and really came out and put a beating on Ryo, bro. Shout out to Ryo Chin, because it was 3-4 times he could have
I'm
went
not gonna
down.
lie.
And he never
I-
hit the canvas. He made it through 12 on some gladiator shit. But I want to give another shout out to Ryo because he took this fight as a voluntary defense after getting his first title off of Pitbull. He did not have to see Gary Antoine Russell right away, bro. Like,
I'm not
he kind of
now,
crazy for even doing that.
Let me say this.
So real
I'm
quick,
not gonna cap. That was crazy.
You asked how many punches Gary Antoine threw. He threw 957 punches.
Fuck.
Damn near 1,000.
Damn.
He landed 252. He averaged 80 punches thrown and 21 punches landed per round.
Damn.
he
Do
was
y'all know how
wilding.
high of a
The
pace?
output was crazy.
Do you know how high of a pace
output
that is
was
to
crazy.
keep up on an opponent? Like, think about it, bro. If you're not setting the pace, you know how high of a pace that
Right,
is to keep up with.
That
somebody?
makes me wonder because
crazy.
And-
we was talking about his output and he kind of gassed out in the Alberto Puello fight with
Yeah.
less
Yeah.
punches. He
Yeah.
must have really took his conditioning serious this time.
In contrast to Venezuela's, he averaged 37 punches thrown and 11 landed respectively.
That's crazy.
So that's accuracy.
Yeah, he was a dog. And
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna lie.
He just like he's
Nah, and then he was
dominated
landing a lot of big
He could
shots.
have gave Pitbull a chance back versus
Yeah, he could have did a whole bunch of shit. Like,
You gotta give him his. You gotta give him his.
because
Absolutely.
like to go. Let's be honest, Gary Antoine Russell ain't somebody that niggas just lining up to fight.
Nah,
you know what
he's
I'm
not.
saying?
He's
Like,
not at all.
He
before,
got paid for that though.
You know,
You
19.
think Richards will tap in with him?
Richardson Hitchens?
Yeah, you think he'll tap in with him?
Shit.
They all belts. That's a unified too.
That's a good question.
That is a good question for
Here's
sure.
that is a great question. Well, here's my thing with Richardson Hitchens is that he's really good at fighters that are naturally good at keeping you at the end of their stick and keeping you out. Like distance management is a huge
Right.
skill that people are underrating. If people can keep you outside of their range and keep you on the outside and are able to turn you, just like Roach was doing the Tank last night.
Woo!
I feel like anybody has a chance.
Well, here's the thing. At 140, I feel like it makes sense for Richardson to go for T.O. for his unification.
T.O.'s
and
locked
for
up right
Alberto
now.
Puello.
T.O. locked
and-
up right now.
I know, but niggas, let me say what I'm saying, nigga. So, Richardson to go for T.O. for his unification and for Puello to fight Russell for their unification. Because them is two matchups that's already been brewing based on
Ideally-
niggas been talking shit and T.O. on the internet calling Richardson the dark charcoal stick and shit like that. Like,
he be racist, though.
Yeah, he do.
do.
And to go race bait the nigga named Africa, that's his nickname is Africa. Like, come on, bro.
Crazy.
But ideally, respectfully, Richardson Hitchens just got his title, and I don't think the right move for me personally. I wouldn't want to throw him in a unification fight. I want to get him some experience. Get him just get him used to being a champion, how to act like a champion, because that is such a thing.
Well, yeah, but I'm not saying right away. Like you said, T.O.'s got to fight, but Richardson can take up the defense against someone else.
Did you hear what they said about Richardson Hitchens though?
What
They said if Kambosos wins this next fight that he has coming up,
yeah, that's a tune-up.
Kambosos gonna challenge for IBF, but we know what that is.
He been getting good fights though, Kambosos.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna cap, bro. Kambosos, if you think about it,
Kambosos is the Kirk Cousins of boxing, nigga. That nigga gonna get a contract.
He gonna get
That's one thing that nigga gonna do. Kambosos gonna get a deal.
That is
nigga.
facts.
He gonna get some bread.
Nigga got that one TO win and he's riding that still.
That nigga had one good season. That nigga gonna get paid, bro.
Kirk Cousins in boxing is crazy.
Hey, shout out to Teofimo, man. I'm not Teofimo, but Kambosos, because I mean he's just doing his thing. I'm gonna get my money too.
Yeah,
Get a bag, nigga.
I mean, he always got.
Think about it. Compared to Jeff Horn, he been making more of a bag than Jeff Horn did when he got champ.
Yeah,
Jeff Horn at least fought Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
He did.
and neither did
Kambosos beat a champion.
Neither did Kambosos, and
He
Kambosos.
beat Teal. That's what he had to do.
Nigga, Kambosos is so big, he won a fight against Maxie Hughes, who he should have lost to.
Yeah, but he beat Teal, and that's what gave him his brand. Like, that's all he had to do.
Nigga, Teal damn near died that fight.
Yeah, well, that's a different
Damn,
conversation.
am I winning? Am I winning?
All right, look. All right, we done warmed it up now.
Yeah.
Let's get to what we got to get to.
Let's start a dialogue.
The
Let's
main
talk about
event.
it, man.
Javante Tank Davis versus Lamont the
Bullshit.
Roach. Lamont came up from 130. He just won a title in his last fight at 130, his first title against Fergal McCrory. Great fight. We watched it on Pro Box TV. He come up 5 pounds to see Tank to challenge for the WBC title at lightweight, 135. Where do we start with this one? What the fuck happened? What happened, Kane?
What did we learn?
What happened was he got a 130-pounder to come up 5 pounds. Everybody thought it was going to be a walkthrough.
Thought it was
Everybody
gonna
said he
be
gonna
sweet.
I told niggas the week leading into the fight that Roach was a good fighter, and I predicted he wasn't going to get stopped. Told it to niggas in the Discord. They didn't believe me. Niggas was, he going to get stopped at 5 or 6. Okay, y'all casuals, y'all don't watch boxing. And Roach went up there and controlled the pace of the fight. Led it the straight right hand and that left jab almost whenever he wanted to for the most part. Round 7, he started to really turn up the heat. He was able to take the shots and return the shots. He didn't look intimidated. He didn't look scared. And he made Tank respect him. Tank was in there making faces, sticking his tongue out, talking shit. By the end of round 8, he dapped him up, walking back to the corner.
Because he knew.
Because he knew what it was.
He let him know. Oh, you
That's
connected.
facts.
You connected there.
And then we probably gonna talk about it, but Tank was on some bullshit too, man.
All fight, low key. Tank was complaining to the referees.
Complaining to the referees.
He was low blowing himself. He got 3-4 warnings.
Are we gonna talk about how Tank threw a shoulder in the nigga's face like he was Conor McGregor?
Yeah, he hit
After
him
round
with the
4?
shoulder strike. He was
Are
complaining.
we gonna talk about how when they were holding, Tank threw a punch behind his back, trying to hit the nigga in the face? There's a lot to talk about. Let's start a dialogue. Let's talk about it.
These are facts.
I mean, to me, this fight looked like 2 niggas that are really skilled. But that was fighting with nobody watching them. This was like they had a street fight vibe to it. Like they both from the same area. They both from Maryland. Like they both seen each other before. There was a familiarity, and that's one thing that I pointed out to some people before the fight was that Lamont Roach and Tank grew up somewhat in the same region. Like
They grew up in the sport together.
he may not have that same fear of Tank that a lot of people do. And I think that's the one thing that showed in this fight and that a lot of the fans is realizing. He was able to stand in the pocket. He didn't do what Frank Martin did with all of the agile footwork and backing up and fighting on the back foot and sliding out of there. He stayed in the pocket with him, and that's what allowed him to get his action off while still showing the toughness to take the punches from Tank. So what's that face? Go ahead, say what you want to say.
I ain't had no face. It's just Lamont Roach. People don't realize Lamont Roach completely exhibited what's called the sweet science of boxing, For one, if you compare that to the Frank Martin fight, at the very beginning of the Frank Martin fight, Frank Martin was on the back foot. Anybody that's actually boxed that knows, if you go on the back foot, moving around a lot, using a lot of lateral movement, that takes a lot of your legs and takes up a lot of your cardio and energy, especially when you're throwing punches and getting pressured mentally on top of that. A lot of people don't really know what that's like actually being inside a ring and how much that takes out of you and taking shots at the same time. Lamont Roach did not allow that to happen from the first start of the bell. Lamont Roach, like, you got to realize, Tank got and Frank Martin's distance. As soon as he saw Frank Martin's not really throwing punches like that and throwing punches off the back foot and not throwing punches sitting down with shots, Tank knows you're not too much of a threat. I can take these little small pity pat shots. Yeah, some of them are hard, but you can. It's boxing. You can take that.
Right.
Lamont Roach wasn't doing that. Lamont Roach was not letting that nigga come into his punch radius. And when when Tank threw shots, Lamont Roach was using what was called a shoulder roll and was using it effectively. Lamont Roach is making Tank over, and Tank's smaller, shorter. He's making Tank overreach his left hand. Even when Roach was getting hit with that shoulder roll, Roach was already in position to counter right back. When a fighter throws shots and knows something's coming back, it makes you a lot more hesitant to start throwing more shots. And the thing is, Lamont Roach was putting pressure on Tank.
Facts.
He was walking.
Now he was making Tank use his energy. You got to realize, not a lot of people were making Tank do that. Tank with his power.
There was a lot of things that I seen Tank do in this fight for the first time.
But that's the thing. Tactically, when you know boxing and you have a boxing man like that, you can notice these small details. Every time Tank threw a shot, he had a shot coming back with him. Roach was turning Tank a lot, using angles that a lot of people weren't using. Frank Martin had the same physical tool set. Frank Martin just did not have the experience to do so.
Yeah, it's mine.
And as much as Frank Martin I thought was a challenge, he just didn't have that world championship level experience. Lamont Roach has always been a top tier amateur and has always been a top tier fighter. Even when he started as a professional, was fighting on HBO undercards of Gennady Golovkin and all these other top tier fighters. True. Lamont Roach has been him. He's just been one of these fighters at these smaller weight classes that you may not hear so much about.
I've seen Tank get out of character a few times in this fight. Like,
absolutely.
He based on like the style that Roach fought him with, we saw Tank where he kind of fought with a sense of desperation at times. Like I seen him sitting on 6-7 punches in a row, which you don't usually see from Tank. He usually will calculate you so he can sit on one at a time, 2 at the most at a time. He was sitting on 6-7 punches in a row trying to make his presence felt because he like, man, niggas don't usually stand in front of me like this.
He was waiting for Roach to make a mistake. Roach stuck to his game plan. Roach fought the best possible fight you can fight against a nigga like Tank.
On top of why was he begging to the referee all night? They was talking amongst each other.
Shit.
Yeah, he was talking. Roach and Tank talking all night. All fight, they talking.
Right.
Every time a punch hits his belt line, he looking at the ref.
Yeah.
Roach was like, man, fuck that.
He punched
hit that nigga wild. Like, you better wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is you on? What was Tank on?
And that's what, and to go, like, I seen on Twitter, everybody talking about, Tank carried him. He walked him into a draw. He when you ever see Tank, shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Let's talk about what the fuck happened in the 9th round.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's start a dialogue.
What happened in the 9th round?
What happened was he got hit with a straight right, and then a left jab, and then took a knee. It said, some Murray's hair grease got in my eye. I gotta go wipe it out. And then he didn't get a steady 8 count or nothing. When that ever happened?
That was diabolical.
Well, what did you see, man? What did you see on that?
It was a nice fight, not gonna lie. You know, I did feel like Roach was controlling the fight, damn near out the rounds. Every time when Davis repositioned, that's when Roach was spam. Caught him every time. And then he couldn't even figure that shit out. So then every time when Tank go down and trying to do an uppercut, it wasn't really, he couldn't get that power like he normally do.
Yeah.
So every time when he generated, he just counter, pop, pop, pop. But I definitely seen that nigga take a knee. But it didn't look like no power shot that hit him, honestly. I'm not going to lie. It didn't look like something that was like cracked him. But he definitely took that knee. He should have got an 8 count. Even if he didn't get that 8 count, he still lost that fight. Period, point blank.
And that's the thing, right? Because if they did count the knockdown, which I do believe they should have, because not because he got hit with a hard
It's
punch.
just the rules of boxing.
Yeah, it was a jab.
You can't get
Floyd
hit by like the last punch he got hit like damn near nicked by a jab line. But the thing is, you cannot take any like
you can't go to your corner after.
You can't get nicked in your eye by a jab.
That rule
polish your eye like the jab affect you and then take a knee.
And
Nigga,
then,
that's a knockdown.
and then go to the corner and get your face wiped.
And
That's
that-
where
Will is right. That's facts.
that rule is literally as old as time itself.
Yeah.
When it comes to the sport of boxing, that is one of the
Facts.
oldest rules since the beginning of the sport. If you to go say, "Oh, I got my hair braided last night. I got sporting waves in my hair. I was sweating. It got in my eyes." Shut up,
I
we
swear.
seen-
Hey, on Kane's point, I saw the hairdresser's friend
You see his
like
wigs?
on IG
Yeah,
where
she
she
said she
was
braided
like,
his hair Wednesday.
where she yeah.
But what
What that got to do with her?
Well, we're not gonna talk about the hair
They
grease,
brought
bro.
the hairdresser in this
Mind
motherfucker.
you,
See?
I done had.
Thank you.
I done had dreads.
Thank you.
I done had dreads, braids, twists, all the shit. I done used all the products. I will say that shit can happen.
I don't want to hear that.
Let me finish my motherfucking statement. But it doesn't make an excuse for him taking a knee. We've seen Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora fight with an elbow cut Tim Tszyu's whole head open. And he fought with blood in his eyes,
That's
his
a
mouth,
fact.
and his nose.
That's a fact.
You don't get to go to the corner and get your face wiped mid-round.
That's a fact.
That's my point.
That's a
Facts.
fact.
So at what point does, nigga, I need a break to get some shit out my eye happen to where it doesn't count as a knockdown? If you take a knee and go to your corner, it's a knockdown,
It's a
bro.
knockdown, nigga.
It's a knockdown.
Some light skin shit.
And even without it, he still could have been debatably lost the fight.
That's
if
a
they would have
fact.
counted this a 3-point swing, he's clearly done.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
I had a 115, 114. What you have it?
I had it pretty much the same. I
Yeah.
had it the same. 115, 114.
I mean, there was a lot of rounds like, and everybody say, well, you got to beat the champ. You got to.
You know what's crazy?
So they give the swing
you know
rounds
what's
to
crazy?
Tank.
On the unofficial
Yeah, I hate that when they
scorecard,
do
on the
that shit.
unofficial scorecard, like the first 6 rounds, they give all the swing rounds to Tank. It was like, bro, there's no way.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
on, bro.
no way. 2 or 3 of those should be Roach's rounds.
But this
definitely was
is
2
how
or 4.
this is how boxing go. And I tweeted it, and I seen Lee tweet the same thing. We both tweeted. Roach won the fight, but he's not gonna get the decision. We know how boxing goes, bro.
Tank told Roach that in the
told
12th.
him.
Tank
Yeah,
told
he said
that
Tank
in the
told him
12th
in the 12th.
round.
Yeah,
You're not getting a decision,
You're
nigga.
not gonna get the decision. And then Tank talk about this is the next fight I want. It ain't gonna happen this year, but it is the next.
They're
Shut
not,
up,
bro. They're not finna fight.
Shut up, bro.
They can't fight Roach because the thing is,
Fuck.
think about it, that was Roach's first fight at 135 pounds. Can you imagine if Roach, whose body will actually be more acclimated to the 135 pounds, will be a lot more stronger, a lot more faster, a lot more cardio?
So he's got to stay at 35 now.
Yeah, he got to.
He got
The
to.
question, not even the question.
They're talking about him facing Shakur Stevenson next.
In my opinion, he cannot do that. He has to fight Tank rematch next.
I think
Because if you fight Shakur Stevenson,
I wouldn't even do
in
that.
my opinion, you're gonna
I
lose.
wouldn't even do
in
that.
my opinion,
I wouldn't do that. I
Lamont
wouldn't fight
Roach is
Shakur
gonna
right now.
lose.
I wouldn't fight Shakur. Right
And then you don't have you still can
I'm
do
not,
the Tank rematch, but it's not gonna be the
doing
same.
that. If I were Lamont Roach, it's either Gervonta Davis or Oshaki Foster at 130 next. That's the fights I'm
I
going
don't think he
after.
can go back down. He's
You
a
think he can-
he's a major player at 35 now. It's way more money at 35.
Yeah, he just took the pretty much the boogeyman
I
for
would-
all his advances in the distance.
Not with no unification. He has 3 unifications he can chase from Mims.
His stock grew.
He got
At
unification
30,
his
yeah,
stock-
but
at 30.
his stock
Bro,
went up
Oshaki
crazy.
is
we
up
just
there.
saw Shakur unify at 30. It meant nothing really. Like it's
Quick
30. There's no one there.
Quick question. Even though he don't got a belt, right? Do you think his stock grew faster than Keyshawn Davis?
Yeah, in my opinion.
Oh, because Lamont Roach's stock right now higher than Keyshawn's?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, because he can
Yes.
get Tank fight again.
Boxing wise,
And he
yes.
can get a Shakur fight.
He just took Tank 12 rounds and arguably till the matches won.
You think he'd do that with Keyshawn though?
Lamont Roach versus Keyshawn?
Yeah.
I think that would be a good fight. That's a good fight.
That is a good fight. That's it.
Damn near Keyshawn might have done something to Tank. Damn near.
Bro,
Yeah.
That's what we get. That's what I was trying to get
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
It's because
Devin would have done something. I
Lamont
think it's
Roach
something vicious.
cannot fight Shakur next because
Nigga, if Roach,
I felt like Devin would've got hit with an uppercut.
Devin does all.
I felt like he would've got hit
Devin
with the
does
uppercut.
all the same shit that Lamont Roach does, but just the longer,
longer. Yeah.
bigger and stronger and more power. You can't. Now, like I said,
Tank did
If-
gas out of power at round 9.
like I said, the only way niggas can beat Devin Haney is you got to take PEDs, use IVs after not making weight.
Stop.
You gotta cheat 4 different ways.
You can't say that's the only way.
Cheat
That's not
4
the only
different
way
ways
you
to beat
beat
a
him.
You
nigga.
can't say
Don't
that's
you
the
beat him.
only way, bro.
Hey, you gotta understand to him.
That's not the
to
only
him,
way.
Haney is.
If you cheating 4 different ways, then you can't beat.
How did you feel when
so-
you dropped him in round 2? I bet you was like, what the fuck?
I was wondering why his left hook was so snappy and strong.
So this is what you
That
understand.
motherfucker
This is what you have to
snapping,
understand. To him, Haney is Jesus of Nazareth.
God damn it.
That's
I
what
never
you
said
compare
that.
him to. That's what you compare him to. Look,
I never said that.
going back, if you can't say that's the only way to beat Haney. Clearly, everybody can be beat if you had the right approach and the styles make fights.
That's a fact.
Haney got a nice fight coming up.
Tank has showed that he's vulnerable to a certain style, but I also think that it shows he's vulnerable to multiple styles.
Tank is vulnerable to somebody who has experience. That's the problem.
That's
the problem.
Experience, and that's
what I've been begging him to do. Fight somebody with world championship level experience who has skills. He brought up a nigga for 130 to test a barometer, and guess what? He failed it.
Not only skilled,
he can't take nobody at 135 right now.
He also fought a motherfucker that wasn't scared of him, neither.
Tank's already small. They'll fuck him up
So
at 135.
to all you Tank fans out there that think the man is indestructible, he just lost this fight to a 130 pounder that came up. His first fight at 135.
Can you imagine
so
what
do not say that he
can.
Do not say that Devin Haney doesn't stand a chance. Shakur Stevenson doesn't stand a chance. Keyshawn doesn't stand a chance.
Shit.
You cannot say it. Because y'all said the same thing about Lamont Roach, and you were already proven wrong in that point. You can't say this man is indestructible. Everyone can be beaten, including him.
Everybody, the fight was ass.
The fight wasn't ass.
He
That was a
carried him
great
to
fight.
You know who I'm talking about, too.
The fight was
you know
not
exactly
ass.
what I'm talking about. Shut up.
The fight was not ass.
Shut the fuck up. Y'all pissing me off with y'all dumb ass, casual ass boxing takes. Y'all pissing me the fuck off. Social media has ruined everything, bruh.
Shout out Turk.
Shout out to Turk for president.
Hey, shout out Turk.
Taking it back to that though, because everybody now wants to do the triangle theory with Shakur beat Herring beat Roach.
You can't do that, bro.
Shakur gonna beat Tank. We can't do that
You
either.
cannot.
So you know what I'm saying? But
no.
There's a lot of fights out there that I don't think Tank will ever make now for sure. I already didn't think he was gonna make them. No. But now it don't even make sense for him to take nobody else but Roach again.
You can't. No, I'm sorry. You can't. As Tank, you gotta realize Tank handlers. You cannot take Roach again, because if you lose, that is a disaster. You cannot take Roach again.
What would you rather do?
You have to fight somebody else. I'm sorry.
knock him out.
You have to go somebody. You got to go for somebody else. You
I
cannot fight Roach
wholeheartedly
again.
disagree with that. I think you have to fight Roach.
You cannot fight. They're not, bro. He already said they're not fighting Roach again. You think his handlers are gonna fuck up a money cow, a cash cow like that?
He said both. He said they're gonna fight him. Then he also said they
Yeah,
wasn't gonna
but
fight him.
he said they're gonna fight him in the ring, like you said. Boots was gonna fight 54 in the ring, and I told you that wasn't happening.
Yeah, but
I told you that wasn't happening.
Nigga, it's fight night. You said two different things on the same night.
Exactly.
Which one do you trust?
Niggas are emotional.
Let them have a week or two to
They're not
progress
fighting a nigga that just almost beat him that wasn't supposed to do that.
So what you gonna do then?
Fight somebody at 135.
Who's gonna beat you?
If you gonna take a loss, take a loss
There's
to a nigga
more
at
people that
135.
can beat him.
Take a loss, that's fine. But take a loss to a nigga at
So
135.
who does he fight next then?
I don't go. It's not Lamont Roach.
That's why
You gotta realize, bro, if they gonna
This
risk
nigga think he the only matchmaker in the world.
it's not about being a matchmaker, nigga. It's about simple business. If you gonna take a loss,
That's not simple
If you
business.
gonna take a
There's
loss-
a piece of business that you're not
if you
accounting
gonna
for.
if you gonna take a loss, you're gonna take a loss to a nigga that has a name, not a nigga at 130.
So that's what I'm asking you. Heard? It's a very simple question. If it's not Lamont Roach, then who? It's a simple question. That's all.
Maxie Hughes. That's what Josh wanted to fight.
We say we
I
say,
never said that.
We
There
say
you
not.
go.
We say
But
not.
how
We say
dare-
not Lamont Roach.
I've
But
been
we
doing
don't
this-
have
You
want
another
Tank to
name
go back to
replacement.
doing
I've
what he
been
been
doing
doing.
this since child. How
You
dare
want
you
Tank to go back to
disrespect
what he
me?
been doing because you're not making sense. You're not taking into
He
account
cannot
branding and
face
public
Lamont Roach.
perception, which is what his brand
He
thrives
cannot
on.
take-
It's his reputation and public perception. He's the knockout puncher. The people's champ is now dethroned.
Is he the people's champ?
Not
I don't know that.
anymore.
I don't know that.
Not anymore. This is the
I don't know
first
that.
time that people have ever turned
don't
against
do
him.
that, Josh.
This is
Don't
the
do
first
that,
time that
Josh.
people have ever
Don't do-
turned against
wait,
him.
wait, what?
So is he not going to try to get them back, or is he going to retire?
He's still the people's champ.
You think he's gonna knock out Lamont Roach? No.
It's possible.
No, it's not happening. Nigga, he couldn't do it.
That was one fight. Niggas have never got knocked out of
Nigga,
rematches.
36 minutes is a long fucking time to not knock out a nigga.
Niggas have never got knocked out of rematches. Is that what you saying?
Who?
You know the history of boxing.
Roy Jones.
What rematch was that?
Antonio Tarver.
Come on, don't do
Oh,
that.
that's
You know-
one.
Don't do
Yes,
that.
that's one.
That was big.
That's
That was
like he
big.
ain't know.
That was big.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Do not.
You
Don't
did
do
that.
that.
This man up out of
Don't
here.
do that.
You got Pacquiao
Come on,
and
man.
Quez, them two.
Yes, Marquez knocked
That
out
was
Pacquiao.
4 fights. That nigga
Oh,
exactly. Come on now. That's
He's still asleep too.
4 fights. If I fought a nigga 4 times, I'm sure I know what
Hey,
punches he
but
gonna
for
throw.
a nice fight for Roach, you know, like for a safe fight, just go beat up Josh Patty.
Let me say this. Let me say this though. If you're Tank's manager,
Yeah.
would you rather fight Lamont Roach, which is another risk? Lamont Roach, that was his first fight at 135.
True.
He's gonna be stronger, faster, bigger. He's gonna be he's gonna have a lot more confidence. The thing is, you don't know you can fight with a big dog until you actually in the fucking ring with a big dog and do it. The nigga knows he can beat him now. Look at Bivol. He knows he could have beat Arthur Beterbiev. What did he do the second time? Got more aggressive. Stood his ground the second time a lot more. Yeah. When niggas know they can beat you and you're a monster, they will do it. You cannot have him, a nigga at 130, come up, beat you, and take your butt at 135 and still a monster. You cannot, as a handler, you cannot risk that cash cow to be taken out like that. So niggas don't do that in business. That's what these niggas don't understand. So you cannot do that in business.
So Lamont proved, or Lamont now has confidence or feels like he can beat
Lamont exposed that nigga.
Let me expose him. So if Lamont exposed him in the middle of their fight, he feels like he exposed him. What does everybody else feel about Tank now? If he's not afraid, is everybody else gonna be afraid? Tank
they knocking on the door.
No. Now niggas will be knocking on the door for a lot less money. You know what? That 10 mil, I'll take 3. Put me in the ring against Tank.
Yeah.
You gotta realize, bro. Like I'm sorry, but Tank's handlers cannot risk a cash cow being taken out like that. They cannot do that.
Well, he need another knockout, or that nigga ain't gonna be the face of boxing.
Yeah, that's the risk. They gotta put him in there with somebody that has a name.
Right now, do you still?
So here's what I'm saying.
And you know who I think they're gonna go after? Who? Lomachenko.
Fuck no.
Bro, come on. A man that's retired.
He's not
even fighting right
now. Bro, are y'all late? Literally 3 weeks ago, Lomachenko's manager said he's coming back to fight.
And what did he say 3 weeks before that?
All right, man.
He still listens to the IBF champion.
He goes back and forth. He's pseudo-retired, bro.
Yeah, like
he's not retired. He's not retired.
That nigga not.
He just said he didn't want to fight Tank at that time.
So now he want to fight him because he's been exposed.
And niggas think they gonna fight
What
Lamont
I'm saying
Roach.
is this.
No.
What I'm saying is this. You're addressing one point that his handlers can look at. True. You want to talk about business like you the motherfucking goddamn Gordon Gekko or something.
I am Gordon Gekko,
but you're not looking at the other angle of business. You're looking at one aspect of it, which is what his handlers need to juggle and decide what's the best route. Yes, he can go fight somebody that they know he can knock out and build his brand back up. You can also look at it and say, Tank, realistically, how many fights do you have left? Because it did look like you're mentally checking out from the sport. Should we cash out now? His biggest fight is now Lamont Roach because he just showed this is the one that's going to sell.
His biggest fight is not Lamont Roach.
Against Josh Padley right now?
His biggest fight is not Lamont. Do you hear yourself?
Yes.
His biggest fight
agree he got one foot in
is Lamont Roach.
Right now, yes.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I do agree with you.
His biggest fight right now is Lamont Roach.
Shakur Stevenson. That's his biggest fight at 135.
And so you think he would rather take that than Lamont Roach? Now you answer yourself that.
No, I don't.
Then shut the fuck up. That's not even possible. He been hiding from him forever. Now that he's exposed and vulnerable, he's gonna take Shakur Stevenson? Nigga, what?
But he's not taking Lamont Roach either.
He's not taking Shakur. That's
he's
for
not,
sure.
He's not gonna fight Shakur. He's not
not taking Lamont Roach.
He's not fighting Shakur.
He's gonna have a lot of offers on the table for sure.
He's not fighting Lamont.
None of them are gonna be Shakur.
He's not fighting Lamont Roach. That's for damn sure.
He's not fighting Shakur Stevenson. That's for sure.
I don't know, nigga. That's a unification fight. That's a lot bigger.
He's not fighting Shakur.
I wanted to go back to that though. To get back to boxing was because people wanted to talk about like who has a chance against Tank now. So talking about a fighter like Devin or Shakur.
Every man is beatable inside that ring.
Let's talk about Shakur because they're at the same weight, and that's the fight that everybody want to see. Now, I personally think that Shakur can beat Tank, but even if he could, the fight I do agree would not be as entertaining as the Roach versus Tank fight.
No,
because the style, and that's what people don't understand. The Tank section was out there. They want to blame the fight will be boring because of Shakur. No. Tank is also a boring fighter until he picks that time. If Tank doesn't set up that one punch to get you up out of there, that's why the first half of this fight wasn't entertaining to you Tank fans.
Mm-hmm. What?
Because he wasn't. The Tank fans were upset with this fight.
Oh yeah,
last night.
You look on social media. They said up until round 7.
I know. I'm saying it wasn't entertaining.
For the Tank fans,
For the Tank fans,
because he wasn't doing shit.
The Tank fans literally said up until round 7 the fight was ass.
You continue with your record.
It was downloading. You know,
the Tank fans are upset because y'all are realizing that when Tank's not landing that one punch, he's not very active in the ring. He doesn't throw a lot of punches.
He had that left hand on lock all night.
So you can't just blame the style of fight. Yes, 2 counter punches against each other is not going to make for a great, entertaining fight. Mm-hmm. But it's not because one fighter. It's because of both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie, man. I do feel like Calvin not being in his corner, like really, like his main trainer, did affect him a lot.
I think that's something that needed to be addressed
Yeah,
too.
that-
Like he was in the
that-
corner,
Who
but
is
he wasn't
Buddy?
in camp.
We know Buddy, but
Yeah.
who is Buddy? You know what I'm saying, bro?
I can't say that. That nigga was with Barry Hunter. And the thing is, Barry Hunter has.
It was his first time though.
Barry Hunter has actually been his lead trainer before in multiple fights, even before he got big. That's what people don't realize. That Barry Hunter, he's always so when Calvin, he was either with Calvin or he was with the Headbangers Gym with Barry Hunter. That's what people don't realize. That they've been doing that since the start of his career. Calvin was going through some shit, so he just went to his trainers that he'd been always training with at the Headbangers. People don't realize that though. But go ahead.
Calvin should have. I mean, he's still obviously.
Barry Hunter to me is a better trainer. He don't act like he had Anthony Peterson was at the top of his game.
I'm not familiar,
I'm sorry,
so
Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson was at the top of his game there. He's had a lot of big.
I'm not saying nothing bad about Barry Hunter.
I know.
I'm
just saying.
But he ain't Calvin.
You're right.
It's a different bond. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Calvin wasn't in the
right.
camp the whole time, so I mean that could play over the
Like I said, I just think Tank fought a better fighter with actual skills. That actually.
So let me ask you this, because now that Roach went the distance with Tank, people are, acting like he just put on this virtuoso performance. I personally thought he did good. I didn't think it was outstanding. What do y'all feel about how Roach's performance really was?
It was great. Roach's performance was great. Absolutely great. Because the thing is, what he exemplified to a lot of casual fans of Tank is that there's actually the sweet science of boxing that can negate a lot of the things that Tank does well. And that's exactly what happened. Now, in my personal opinion, you have to realize Roach just lost. His biggest leverage is a title in hand at 130.
What you mean he just lost?
Does he have a title at 135?
No.
The biggest payday he has is at 130 with the title. You got to realize, bro, he's not staying at 135.
Are you talking about you counting the Tank fight as a loss?
No, that's a win. He's the number one fighter at 130 now. But the thing is, he has unification fights at 130. You got to realize, bro, like I said, there are good fights at 135 for him. But with the most leverage that he has a belt at 135 and he's going to be recognized as the number one fighter at 130. He's going to be making M's if he unifies. And that's exactly what I would do. Go right back down. You made good money with Gervonta Tank Davis. Unless they're giving you a rematch, what I'm 90% sure they're not going to do, which they're not going to risk a loss against a nigga that's a high risk, low reward fighter. They're not going to do that. He's going to have to go back down to 130 and unify. That's but the thing is, his check just went up. His price went up.
Definitely.
But that's the great thing about this opportunity.
We said that coming in, that even as soon as he accepted the fight, he became the biggest name at 130.
He did.
Before the fight even happened.
But y'all were just saying here on this podcast that he should stay at 135. He shouldn't leave 135.
I still believe that.
Why would he?
Let me ask you this.
No. I want you to also keep this in mind because I don't remember to mention this. The WBA is letting you know if you take another fight at 135, you're stripped from 130. There goes your biggest leverage that you'll ever have in your career is a belt. Everybody else has a belt at 135.
Some things are more important than a belt when it comes to fighting.
No, nigga, what you don't realize is the belt. The belt brings the guaranteed money.
Dog, you just fought Tank Davis and took him 12 rounds. That brings guaranteed money.
Who did Andrade Garcia fight after Tank Davis?
What did he do?
He did well. He put up a good fight.
Did he win? Did he go 12 rounds? Did he get a draw?
No,
he lost. He got knocked out. That's not the same thing. When he fought him, the WBC champion did not call him out right after that. Shakur Stevenson just offered him a fight.
Okay, so you're telling me Lamont Roach should vacate his title, lose his leverage, and go up and fight a nigga at 135 like Shakur, somebody who's
worth considering.
He's most likely going to lose to. And once you lose that second fight, you have no more leverage.
It's worth considering.
You're a B-side nigga for the rest of your career.
It's worth considering. It's worth considering.
No, it's not.
Yes,
it's
is.
not smart.
Bro, if there was money at 130, why wouldn't Shakur stay there? He unified there, and he still is not going to make the money he's going to make at 35.
Because the other two champions were no big names. So
neither are the ones there now. Oshaki's such not a big name. They robbed him for Robinson Casasiao. He's not a big name. He's not exciting. He doesn't have power. He's none of that.
I don't know.
He's Oshaki Foster. He has losses on his record, multiple. They don't care about that man.
I'm saying you got
unifying at 130 and when 135 and 140 are the hottest divisions does not guarantee you more money, bro.
Guaranteed M's.
It's not guaranteed M's, bro. It's not. You think he's gonna make more fighting Oshaki than he made versus Tank?
No,
absolutely not.
But let me ask you,
that's literally what you just.
Who is gonna get a fight with next? You gotta realize when you're a champion and you've been in multiple championship fights, your guarantees go up. He's damn near gonna be at He's gonna be at 800 to an M now.
That's fight. One M. You said multiple M's.
Multiple M's. Yes. When he unifies, that's multiple M's. That's just for a defense. For multiple M's. You unify, you're getting multiple M's. No matter the champion. With his name.
Huh? What was his purse?
Roach, let me see.
I don't know what his money was.
You got to realize he loses his belt at 130. Yeah, he's going to get one big money fight at 135 that he's technically going to be a B-side nigga to. He loses that. He's a B-side nigga for the rest of his career.
Lamont Roach losing his belt at 130. He could go right back down there and win it again.
What nigga goes up to 135 twice and then goes back down? Like,
then why are you telling him to go back down?
Because he got the big money fight. Go back down and make more money.
There's more money to be made at 35.
When he's ready to come up.
He's up.
I think he should clean out 130 first.
There's nothing there.
You know what's funny?
There's one fight there.
It's going to be the same thing, just like the Boost thing where I told you what's going to happen. He's going to go back to 130 when unless he gets the Tank rematch.
Boost never left his weight.
You said he was. Nigga,
it was a possibility. The article came out and said it was booked. How you going to hold that over a nigga head forever? The article dropped.
Anyway, because I told you exactly what's going to happen.
Well, good for you, motherfucking
I'm telling you exactly what's going to happen right now.
What's going to happen?
Unless he gets the Tank rematch, he's going back down to 130 and will defend his belts.
Oh.
That's fine. I'm not saying that's a terrible choice. I'm saying if you can fight bigger names at 35.
That's exactly what he's going to do.
Okay.
That's fact.
All right, y'all. That's the facts.
And when he does it and books a fight at 130, unless he gets a Tank rematch,
which you already confirmed ain't happening. You already confirmed that. Tank can't do it.
It's not. You can't. High risk, low reward. You can't do that twice.
So with that being said, the part that you was never considering is that now Tank will have to deal with lack of support from some of the fans because he won't get that rematch out. He's going to have to deal with that.
They was waiting for his ass.
They were waiting. Everybody, all the fighters with any type of fan base have had their time when the boxing fans, the social media fans troll and come at them. It's now time for Tank. It's your turn to deal with the heat. You didn't put on a performance that the fans wanted from you. It's happened to Shakur. It's happened to Devin. It happened to Ryan. It happened to Keyshawn. So, it's happened to all of them.
From what I'm seeing, with how much Lamont Roach made for the fight, it says it's obviously not including the gated stuff right now, but it said Lamont Roach Jr. Is secured to make a $750,000 purse, which could rise upwards of $1.85 million under the depending on what the gate was for the pay-per-view.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know the Barclays gate did well. I don't know his percentage on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, so it's right now. So 750 guaranteed, 750K guaranteed, and upwards of 1.8 million.
For Lamont Roach?
Yeah.
If you're Lamont Roach, you have one fight to make at 130. Oshagi Foster. Call it two. Emmanuel Navarrete, who's on Top Rank.
That's two. That's multiple.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. You got multiple names at 130. Go take care of them.
He's not on Top Rank.
It don't matter.
He's not on Top Rank, so you have
He's
to
a
deal
free
with that.
agent.
You have to deal with that. So, I feel like there's still more to get to with this fight. Y'all got anything else that stood out that y'all wanted to harp on with this fight?
No, nothing else, man.
Moving forward, the next big fight coming up. We had Matias fought yesterday too. He got knocked out. So he back on his come up. We got April 12th. We got Boots versus Stan Jonas for the unification at welterweight. Mm-hmm. That one's gonna be lit. It's some more shit coming down the pipeline. Connor Eubank.
That motherfucker
Eubank
there.
And Connor Ben.
That Connor? Yeah. I can't wait to see that one.
Eubank and Ben. It's going to be fun to watch.
That is going to be a good fight to watch, for sure.
He smacked him with that egg.
At the end of the day, man, Tank is vulnerable. Every fighter is vulnerable. Everybody can be beat. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even harp on, be mad or harp on Tank for having a draw. It's his fans that piss me off because
he's mortal.
Which every fighter is.
He's mortal.
Which everybody.
They clearly didn't realize that before.
Anybody can take a loss at any given night, which is fine. I feel like all these niggas need to stop protecting their anyway and get in there and make these fights.
I've been preaching this for years.
So I wouldn't be mad at him for this fight if it wasn't for his fans acting like he was God on 2 feet.
See?
Sorry, Haney is Jesus. My bad.
Jesus of Nazareth.
But if that's all we got, we can wrap it up, man.
Haney is still undefeated, by the way.
Oh, all right.
Haney is undefeated.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Why was that loss reversed? Can you tell me who settled with the Nevada State Athletic Commission after they were looking to get suspended for 2 to 3 years? After they tested positive for Ostarine and lied and took an IV after not making weight?
I will say this. Haney's record is cleaner than Tank's. Haney's record is cleaner than Tank's. Yeah. There was no loss and no draw on that record.
Yeah.
Tank cannot say the same.
He's a man. He's mortal. He's not a god.
So
in order to beat the Son of God, what you have to do, take PEDs and cheat 4 different ways.
You see how this nigga always want to deify the nigga?
See, Jesus is a man's God. That's what. See,
I said he's a child of God.
You see what happened? Haney got his ass knocked down and rose again.
I would have loved talked about the Lomo.
Let me ask y'all this question.
You had Lomo winning that?
I felt like you won that fight. If you want to talk about it,
and that's perfectly fine. No. I don't blame that because the thing is, I love to talk about it.
You know he won it. That's why he like.
No.
Let's start a dialogue.
This is the one thing about boxing. We can talk about this, but at the end of the day, the fact remains the same. He won. The fact remains. All 3 judges unanimous decision. I can't say nothing.
I actually had Haney winning 7-5.
I had Haney winning.
I will say this. I will say this. I had it 114-114 going into the 12th round. Haney won the 5th round. Haney won the 12th round.
Correct. That's what I had.
That's what made it one. And he did win that 12th round.
I literally had
that
Haney,
made it 115-114 on my card.
I had Haney sweeping 1 through 6 and Loma sweeping 7 through 11.
No. Because I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't give Loma 2.
Nope.
No,
I ain't gonna lie.
Loma took his foot off the gas in the 12th.
I ain't gonna lie. To Will's point,
I gave him 2nd round definitely.
To Will's point, I felt like I was being biased, and I watched that fight 3 times. I scored it 115, 114. I don't need to see if I
just the 12.
The 12 was so crazy.
But the 12th he took his foot off the gas.
Yeah, but the reason I didn't give him the 2nd and I didn't give him none of the first 6 rounds is because I just felt like
the 5th was nice too. That was
the body work. Haney was really doing a lot of heavy work to the
was
body.
good.
That's why people
didn't
don't realize
look
that.
as like fancy as
it was.
But he was doing a lot of body work. That's why I gave him.
See, we give your nigga credit.
First few rounds.
That's what I'm saying. I have no problem. This is boxing. We can debate. But the fact of the matter remains the same. All 3 judges saw Haney win the fight.
But I did think Loma landed the more powerful shots. Like once he started getting going, I think he landed the more impactful shots. Like
of course,
that 8th round was scary.
It was.
This is boxing. That's Lomachenko. We know we're gonna get hit. You know, like, what did I tell you, Malik? Anytime I tell a nigga we get in a fight, I tell you it's gonna be fight of the year. I never say I'm gonna win. But the thing is, niggas deal with reality. I know as a fight, I'm gonna take shots, but guess what? I know I'm technically proficient. You will get fucked up.
God damn it!
I'll take a shot or 2. That's not gonna do nothing to me. I know that's coming.
But I mean, if a lot more fighters had that, I wish everybody thought like that. Then we wouldn't see these niggas running from each other for. No. This is the key point I wanted to get to. We can't leave without this segment, and I need everybody's take on this.
Okay.
Because a couple years ago, we had what's called, they tried to deem them the new 4 kings, which was Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Devin Haney at lightweight. Shakur wasn't even there yet. He was coming up from 130, so he was on the outside looking in. But really count him as the 5th. You had all 5 of these guys. And the only ones that have fought each other is Haney and Tank and fought Garcia both.
True. Now,
when you look back, say, even if Tank and Roach don't rematch right now, I would assume that...
That's not happening.
Before I said if they don't, I'm using your point, weak nigga. If they don't rematch right now, I would assume at some point before he retires, they will fight again. That would mean that Tank's legacy matchup is not any of the 4 kings, but it would be with Lamont Roach, which to me is crazy. You came in at a time where you had this whole class of so-called new kings, and none of them are your dance partner. None of them are your Hagler Hearns. None of them are your Crawford Spence. None of them are your Canelo Triple G. None of them are your Ali Frazier or Foreman.
Your Leonard Duran.
None of them are that. Your one of that is this guy who just came up from 130. He just got his belt for the first time the fight before that at a slower weight class. That's your career dance partner. To me, that's crazy.
And Gamboa.
Which is crazy. So I just wanted to see what y'all thoughts was on that point.
You're right, bro. You're 100%
we know how I feel about these. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of everybody protecting. They want to protect the. There's no more. The niggas don't want to have legacy fights. Like he fought Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was weight drained as fuck for that fight.
True.
And Haney fought.
Haney fought that nigga on enhanced. Well, what did that tell you?
I knew that shit was coming.
Javante fought that nigga waist strap. Haney fought that nigga enhanced. But go ahead.
Super Saiyan.
So it's almost like none of these fights never really happened.
Well,
now we do have to realize they are on track to do 2 fights right after this. And that's the thing, like I said, niggas don't realize we're going to get that shit back in blood.
I believe it when I see them niggas walk to the ring.
Nigga, we are scheduled for a card on the same time together for a tune-up fight.
A tune-up fight?
And then we will get it. That's right.
You said a tune-up fight? You don't.
Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero and Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. A former 140-pound unified champion. That's fine. But with all due respect, Devin Haney is a lot bigger and stronger than Jose Ramirez. That's not shit. Shouldn't be a problem. Now, Jose Ramirez is a dog at times. But he just lost to Arnold Barboza, who does all the same shit that Devin Haney does.
He's fighting Teofimo on that card.
At a lesser level. So I'm not worried about that.
He's fighting Teo on that card.
That's a cool card.
It's just like when you
and Arnold Barboza does deserve that because he did. Hey, shout out to Arnold Barboza. He just beat Jack Catterall.
And he got a fucking chin.
Absolutely.
It's like when you say the 4 kings, like bro, like you can't just throw that title on the
That's
4
what they was
hottest
trying to
niggas.
call him.
You that title.
No, that's what Malik want to call him.
That title was very prevalent for.
What was the media was pushing that.
That was pushing it, and that title was prevalent for Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, Durant. It was prevalent for Ali, Norton, Frazier, and Foreman. It was prevalent for those. They all fought each other. Yeah, lesser money. It wasn't as many options. Whatever. They still fucking fought each other. Some 2, 3
I get them
times
niggas,
each.
but I'm gonna keep it solid with you. I wouldn't have wanted to fight them niggas if they're making the money now that they're making today. I wouldn't have fought Hearns until my late career, nigga. Fuck, I'm gonna fight that dangerous ass 6'1" nigga that killing everybody else for when I can make M's with everybody else. I don't need that nigga.
My point is the only one that was supposed to be that dangerous is Tank.
See?
And he's the one that didn't want to fight now, though.
Can you blame him after what just happened?
Yes, I can.
You gotta realize niggas don't want to fuck up their bag, Malik.
He should have conditioned himself for that sooner. He'd been hiding in the witness protection program for so long, he forgot what the elite level looked like.
Boom.
He should have conditioned himself for that level sooner.
Out there hookering and shit.
Yeah. Now he's 30 years old talking about retirement because he don't want to fight. He don't want no real smoke.
Let's be real, bro. He got 1 foot in and 1 foot out the door.
You do. I agree with that. That's a great point,
He
Kay.
half-assed want to fight and he half-assed want to go home and try to change his life.
I'm not surprised he didn't get up on Instagram and say fuck this boxing thing. I should have won this fight.
Made him look super weak.
I didn't like his tweet today.
Oh, that tweet was.
He said
what was
sorry
that?
for his performance. What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
That's not what he said.
Hold on,
What'd he say?
you didn't see the tweet on.
No, I ain't see the tweet.
So
I didn't like his tweet today.
He
bro.
literally said, "Where it's at? Where it's at? Where it's at?" He said. So he
Yep.
said, "This was at 1:47 p.m." He said they took the fight from me and made it a draw because I did that bullshit knee. But I landed the most.
enough.
But I landed the most punches in the fight. He didn't even hit me with a punch when I took the knee. That's a lie. I get it though. I should have done that, but that hair grease was burning my eyes. I don't care about the activator in your eyes, my nigga.
Bro,
I don't care.
But listen,
Come on,
why
bro.
did he make that tweet when they gave him that round?
Come on, bro. Like, what are you doing?
He said they made it a draw because I took a knee. You won that round.
They did.
So what are you talking about, bro?
What?
What are you talking about?
Respectfully,
with that shit, man.
That's called Tank's ignorance coming up to play. Okay, that what did I tell you, Malik? The same thing Jerron Boots Ennis felt when he said he's going to 154. What did I tell you, nigga? He was embarrassed.
Yeah, but he had a day to process this. He said tweeted that today.
He had hours to process it. This is not. It's not nigga. No, he's had 16 hours to process it.
That's what I just said to you when you took what he said in the press conference about not doing the rematch. Give him a week to process
when
first.
was the last time you were concussed?
Nigga, it's been a long time.
I can't wait to
It's been a
Floyd
long
tweet.
time.
Did Floyd tweet?
I don't know.
Floyd don't have to tweet. The nigga greatness
didn't
intact
tweet.
after this.
Devin Haney tweeted.
That's probably what Floyd wanted.
Terrence Crawford tweeted.
Exactly.
Yeah, Terrence Crawford
You're not
for
like
sure
me,
tweeted.
but you done a good job in that. Goddamn it, you know.
Floyd happy as a bitch right
I
now.
know he is.
You know Floyd is, bro.
But
yeah.
I think that go back to your point though, what you were saying about like Tank having 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If you in that mind state where you 1 foot in and 1 foot out, not having Calvin there gotta probably be enhancing that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
to Will's point, I guess because that is familiarity, and I do have to, to certain fighters that is a lot. You know what I mean?
Devin wasn't there when he fought dude overseas, and his dad found.
Oh yeah. When Bill
would have
was
been a little
Because
different.
Yeah,
because
I gotta. Yeah,
it's just
that's
one of
right.
those things, right? Well, we all been there. It's like it's like that old adage, that old cliche. If you're thinking about something enough, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, that means you really want to do it or you really want to make it happen.
But Calvin,
he said on First Take earlier this week, he don't know how many more fights he got left. When Stephen A. was interviewing him, he's been saying it for the longest. So clearly, you really feel like you
saying it for almost 2 years now.
You really don't want to fight that much longer. You might not want to fight at all for real.
He know he got some niggas that he got to deal with.
But is he even gonna deal with them for real?
Probably not.
But in the
Exactly.
press
So what are
conference, he
you?
did
So what are
seem
you
like he
sticking
got
around
filled
for?
out, though.
Well, that's the thing. It's two ways he can go. I mean, some people are thinking that all of a sudden the competitor within Tank's going to wake back up and say, oh, well, let me go prove myself and fight all these
I doubt
dudes.
it.
Like,
I
I
doubt
don't
it.
see
I
that
highly
happening.
fucking doubt it.
He hasn't wanted to fight them all this time. Like, now that you got exposed, you want to say, now I'm going to go fight all these dudes?
come on,
I don't
man.
see that happening.
Let's cut this
I
shit.
see him more leaning towards, man, fuck this. The fans don't let me no more. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's what I see from him. That's his personality.
He literally said it in the ring. He's like, "What y'all booing for?" Like
He felt bad. He ain't never been
Yeah.
booed, bro. That shit
Yeah.
feels different.
Phyllis got hurt.
Feels different, bro.
Yeah, I see him retiring
facts.
before he just go on a
I don't
killing
see.
spree.
I don't see him fighting any. I don't know, man. I don't.
We shall see though. DC definitely stood up tonight. Well, yesterday.
Yeah.
The building
The
was
whole
crazy.
DMV, the whole DMV.
man, shout out Lamont Roach, man,
Yeah,
for real,
shout
for
out
putting
to
on a
Lamont,
great
man.
fight.
Roach is in the building.
Shout out to Lamont, man.
I genuinely enjoyed that sweet science of boxing.
It
that
was a
display
good
of
fight.
I
boxing.
thought it
damn
was a
good
great
fight.
fight.
It was I thought it was a great
I
fight
thought it
as
was
well.
a damn good fight for sure.
I thought it was probably the most entertaining fight Tank has had.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Cause I definitely love that Pitbull fight with Tank. I love that fight. Cause Pitbull just showed some dog, you know.
I liked it until Tank stopped throwing that left hand when he hurt it or whatever happened in the 6th or 7th round. I think that fight could have been different, but I like this fight better than the Pitbull fight personally.
Yeah, cause he was more in it though. He was definitely in it, but I still can't pick it because it was a draw, you know. So.
Yeah.
Mario was nice too.
Oh yeah, the Barrios fight was a good fight. I would say
Barrios
that was a good fight. I watched that a
was
few
good.
times.
He fucked him up a
That
couple
was a
times.
good
Yeah,
fight.
because Barrios was doing this shit until Tank.
That fucking uppercut.
Yeah.
That shit was so clean. That's what he tried to do on Tank. I mean, tried to do on Roach.
I seen
He
it. It
just
was a
couldn't-
point where
he
I thought
couldn't-
it was going to land
That
it.
nigga Roach was like, nigga.
Yeah,
no.
that's what I'm saying. That shoulder roll, like especially
clean.
being a shorter fighter, like and a lefty, it makes you kind of overextend to get to. And the thing
you're more
is,
susceptible to
even
the
when
counter.
Roach was getting hit, like think about it. When you're a shorter one, you're getting hit. You're already in position to immediately throw a counter right back.
Because
he was landing-
repositioned every time when
and
he
he was
swings,
land-
and when he repositioned, get hit. Boom.
He was landing that
Facts.
counter right pretty
Bro.
much all night.
And that just reminded me because Oshaki Foster is a shoulder roll fighter too. And a
Yeah, he
counter
loved
puncher.
doing that shit.
Seeing
too.
Lamont Roach was
That's
Oshaki
fine.
Foster would not be fun to watch.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be fun to watch.
That's you.
The fans is not gonna love that fight.
That's you.
The fans is
nigga
not
was
gonna
in
love
the
that
ring.
fight.
He was like, what?
That's
Fans is
you.
not gonna love that fight.
That is
I'm
you.
telling you right now.
That's fine. Don't
fans
watch.
not gonna love that
Don't
fight.
you don't have to watch. I will.
I didn't say I wasn't gonna
I'm
watch. I
gonna
said the
watch
fans.
it because we're gonna talk about it. That's probably
I'm gonna watch it. That's me.
I'm watching it because I'm a fan and I like to study.
But what fight's coming up now that you can't wait to actually see?
Boots and Stan Jonas on April
That's
12th.
facts. That's
Boots
what
is
a
Stanionis.
lot of people don't
Boots
understand.
is Stanionis.
Stanionis,
Boots
in
is
my
Stanionis,
opinion, has
yeah.
faced better opponents than Boots has. People don't realize that.
Boots is
He ain't
Stanionis,
scared of
yeah.
Boots either.
Not at
I
all.
You
don't
can
think he
tell.
is.
You
I
can
don't think
tell
he
when he
is.
talk. He's like, nah.
That's
nigga.
the number one fight coming up that I want to see right
Yeah,
now.
They got somebody on the undercard too. I forgot. The undercard kind of nice. If you can pull it
Oh,
up.
yeah, let me see. Let me get that for you.
I don't know. I didn't know if they announced the card.
Did they announce the whole card?
yet on that? Because
what's his
I wanna see
name?
that.
Damn, what's
We're
the
gonna have to
nigga
find
name?
some-
Man, all I got to say is if y'all don't know who Stanionis is, watch his fight against Rad Zabutayev, who was a very high level fighter. And like number 2 and number 3, literally. And then Gabriel Maestre, who they fought for a vacant WBA title, that ended up being the WBA welterweight title. Gabriel Maestre is a top tier, a former Olympian top tier contender himself.
No, dog.
And Montes Stanionis is a nice ass fighter with skills, a great jab, very good left hook, very good straight hand, very crisp, very defensively sound. He's just an all around solid fighter.
I expect someone to hit the canvas in that fight.
Fuck.
So look
Boots
like-
is not going to be able to do what he did
So
against.
look like for Boots is Stanionis, they haven't announced the full card yet.
Okay, we'll have to wait on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's April 12th.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
the
Ledoux
one.
gonna be on that card.
Who?
What's his name? Kamel.
Carmel Moten. He might be. Shit.
Yeah.
That
I
nigga
like.
been,
I like him, bro.
Boots is Stanionis is in Atlantic City, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
They gotta start. At some point, they gotta start putting him on the putting him up on the card so people can see him. They keep fighting him so early that nobody get to see him. Cause wasn't he on the Benavidez card? Carmel Moden, the one we went to. But he fought so early we didn't even catch him. Carmel Moden.
Wasn't he on the?
Yeah, he was. He was on the prelims.
Yeah, they fighting him early still, so he's not.
He fighting with people still walking into the building.
Yeah.
That's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
That's where he should be.
Got to check.
That's where he should be.
Why we so combative?
We are developing fighters.
We literally be agreeing with the nigga. He would argue with us.
Oh, Abdullah Mason finally got a good fight. He fighting Giovanni Cabrera. That's a step up for him.
It's about time.
Yeah, it is.
That's a step up for Abdullah Mason.
Niggas out of here too.
I do think he gonna knock him out though.
I don't know if y'all talked about this yet, but what y'all think about Shakur and if Kid would have fought?
Oh, I think he was going.
I think Kid might have caused
We had a whole
problems.
episode.
What people don't realize is when a fighter has like
I disagree.
natural athletic ability, quick. Like, because the thing is, like, damn near the same attributes you have. Now Shakur obviously has the IQ and the experience. That is huge. So I think that would end up playing a long run. But the thing is, you got to realize, Floyd Schofield has the same quick feet, same quick hands, and can switch. He would have forced Shakur to fight in certain spots. I don't think it would have been too much of a difference. But the thing is, he would have forced Shakur. Shakur wouldn't have been able to run the whole night. Like, he's too quick, too fast, too quick twitchy. He would have made Shakur have to fight in some spots.
That nigga hand got
I don't think he would have wanted to run the whole night. But I don't think he would have won 9 rounds.
I think he would have won a few rounds, personally.
I think Floyd would have got 3 rounds out of him. Maybe, about 3 rounds.
It would have been a lot more entertaining than him versus Padley. Respectful to Josh Padley, who walked in
That
at
nigga
3
was
days.
electrician, bro.
Hey, he got his shit made
Hey,
now.
no,
He
good
retired.
Imagine you clocking out, bro, and niggas say, "Hey, get ready, nigga. You finna fight Shakur." Like, that type of mindset you gotta be in, bro.
Nah, bro, he just got paid so much. He just quit his job as an electrician.
5K,
That's a fact.
500K.
I'm happy
And they
for
gave
him.
him a house.
Yeah, they did.
And they gonna bring him back.
They gave him a house?
Yeah,
heard
Turk
they-
gave him a house.
Turk gave him a house. Yeah.
They said they gave him enough
finna
money
fight
to
right
buy
now.
the house, but not a house.
Oh, I already got
Yeah,
500 in
I
the
said
house.
the same thing. That's what
I
I
already got
heard.
500 in the house.
I had to double check it. I was like,
Either
what,
way,
nigga?
the nigga retired and he's getting
Bro,
he's about to fight
500K
back
is
to Hughes.
500K.
Like, he on.
500K is 500K, bro.
That
Like,
nig's back in the game.
Think about it. You just
You better not lose.
Think about it. About a long day at work, just like, fuck. You want to fight for 500K? What?
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna put hands on his ass all around.
and you get to fight somebody who's not gonna knock your head off.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like
Yeah, you're not fighting no tank or nothing.
You're
But
not exactly, you're not
might not
fighting
take a lot of
tank.
punches, but
where you know you're gonna get killed.
Well, you know you about to get hurt and be pissing
No,
blood and shit.
if you watch Josh Padley's interview, because I like I said, just being just being a hardcore fan,
Right.
I watched Josh Padley's interviews after he got KO'd. He looked like the happiest. Yeah, it was a great experience. I've never been in like that.
I just got off of work and got 500K. Hell yeah! And where I live at, that 500K for the stretch.
That nigga
Body shot.
That
Body
nigga
shot.
straight
It
said,
was
"I don't
cool.
want to go back. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to go back to being a worker. I'm done."
That nigga said, he only couldn't take the body shots because he didn't get to train.
He wasn't
Exactly.
conditioned, which makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Josh Padley were able to train 8 weeks. He would have went
Imagine you
12
walk up on a
rounds.
random nigga, hit him with a body shot, bro. He
Nigga gonna fold like origami.
Exactly,
That's
bro.
a fact.
All right, that's a wrap. We almost out our time today.
Yep.
We'll get back with us next time inside the Chamber of Truth.
Hey man, been a pleasure, bro.
Appreciate you pulling up, man.
Facts.
All right,
Anytime,
man.
man. BZ Podcast.